I was driving home from a friend's house late at night. It was one of those roads where if you didn't have your headlights on, you were practically invisible. And being the cheap bastard that I am, I didn't have my lights fixed yet. So I was just driving along in the dark, hoping not to run into anything. Suddenly, a pair of headlights appeared behind me, and before I knew it, I was being flashed. I pulled over to the side of the road and turned on my hazard lights. The car that had been flashing me pulled up beside me, and a woman in the passenger seat started waving at me. I rolled down my window and she yelled, "Can you give us a ride? We're almost out of gas." I looked over at the driver's seat, but it was empty. "Oh, okay," I said, hesitantly getting back on the road. The woman in the passenger seat directed me to the next gas station about 10 miles down the road. As we approached the gas station, I began to feel a sense of dread wash over me. Something about the woman in the passenger seat was unsettling. Her face was pale and her eyes were dark and lifeless, like those of a corpse. Despite my unease, I pulled into the gas station and parked the car. As soon as I stopped the car, the woman in the passenger seat leapt out and ran into the gas station without even thanking me. I watched her go and couldn't help but feel a chill run down my spine. What was it about her that was so creepy? I decided to fill up my gas tank and get out of there. As I was pumping my gas, I noticed that the car that had been following me was also pulling into the gas station. The driver's side door opened and the same man from before got out. He walked over to my car and introduced himself as Tom. He explained that his car had broken down and he needed some jumper cables. I agreed to help him out and we got to work. As we were hooking up the cables, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was in danger. Tom was quiet and reserved, which was odd, considering that his wife, who was sitting in the passenger seat, was extremely talkative. She told me about how she loved the movie Jaws and how she always wanted to be a marine biologist. I forced a smile and tried to make conversation, but my mind was racing. What was this woman's deal? Why did she seem so eager to get away from her husband? And why did her eyes look like they were dead? Finally, I managed to get Tom's car started, and he thanked me profusely. As they were driving away, I noticed that the woman was sitting in the car with her eyes closed. I couldn't help but stare at them as they drove off into the darkness. I never saw that couple again, but I often think about them and wonder if they're still out there. Is the woman in the passenger seat really a corpse, or is she something worse?